Have you ever wondered what you would do if a stroke hit you while you were completely alone? Imagine sitting at your kitchen table, sipping morning tea, and suddenly your arm feels heavy, your words get tangled, and you realize this is not normal. Would you know the first step to save your own life? Stay with me because in the next few minutes, you'll hear the story of two very different friends. One of them knew the warning signs and simple survival steps. The other didn't. Their choices made all the difference. By the end of this story, you will not only learn how to recognize the early whispers of a stroke, but also how to live in a way that makes strokes far less likely in the first place. And here's the challenge for you. As you listen, notice which one of the signs or tips feels most connected to your life. Then, write the number of that sign in the comments below. If number 3 strikes you the most, type 3. If number 5 feels familiar, type 5. Let's see which lesson speaks the loudest to all of us. Part 1. The story of two friends. Let me introduce you to Clara and Ruth, two women in their late 60s. They met at a community dance class when they were both in their 40s. Through the years, they laughed together, traveled together, and supported each other through losses and joys. But one morning, their stories split in two very different directions. Clara was in her living room reading the newspaper. She suddenly noticed that the letters looked blurred on the left side of the page. When she tried to stand, her right leg dragged slightly. She remembered something her doctor had once told her. Fast. Face, arms, speech, time. She rushed to the mirror. The left side of her mouth was drooping. She tried to lift both arms. Her right arm was weaker. She picked up her phone, dialed emergency services, and said, as clearly as she could, "Possible stroke, please send help." Within minutes, the ambulance arrived. Clara received clot-busting medication within the golden window of treatment. Her speech returned, her strength improved, and within weeks, she was back at her dance class. Now, Ruth's morning looked different. She was making oatmeal when she felt sudden dizziness. She told herself, maybe I just stood up too quickly. When her left hand grew numb, she tried shaking it out. She sat down, convinced it would pass. Hours later, when she finally called her daughter, the damage was already severe. Ruth survived, but her stroke left lasting challenges: difficulty speaking, weakness in one side of her body, and the painful realization that waiting had cost her recovery. The difference between Clara and Ruth was not luck. It was awareness, quick action, and years of healthy choices that made Clara stronger and more resilient. Part 2. Recognizing the warning signs. So, what exactly should you watch for? Experts use the word fast. Write this down if you need to. 1. Face. Look for drooping on one side. Ask yourself or someone else to smile. Does it look uneven? 2. Arms. Lift both arms. Does one drift downward or feel weak? 3. Speech. Try to say a simple sentence like, "Today is a sunny day." If the words come out slurred or strange, that is a warning. 4. Time. Don't wait. Call emergency services immediately. Every minute counts. Now, here's where I want you to engage. Which one of these 4, face, arms, speech, or time, do you think you would notice first in yourself? Write that number in the comments. Let's see how many people think they would catch the arm weakness versus the speech changes.
Part 3. Why strokes happen. You might ask, why do strokes hit some people and not others? The truth is, age increases the risk, but lifestyle plays a massive role. High blood pressure, uncontrolled diabetes, smoking, obesity, and stress, all of these silently shape the health of your blood vessels. Think of your blood vessels like the plumbing in your house. If grease builds up in your kitchen sink, sooner or later it clogs. If pressure builds too high in the pipes, they can burst. The same thing happens inside your body. Years of extra salt, sugar, and tension slowly wear down those vessels until one day something snaps. But here's the good news. Just as Clara showed us, it's never too late to clean the system, strengthen the pipes, and lower the pressure. Part 4. Building longevity with daily choices. Let's explore the small but powerful habits that protect you from strokes and help you age with strength and clarity. 1. Light movement every day. You don't need a marathon, you don't need heavy weights. Simple movements, a 20-minute walk, gardening, gentle yoga, or even dancing in your living room keep circulation alive. The key is consistency. Think of it like brushing your teeth. A little each day prevents big problems later. 2. Food that feeds your brain. Your brain is the hungriest organ in your body. It craves steady energy and protective nutrients. Aim for a plate filled with colorful vegetables, fruits, whole grains, beans, nuts, and fish. Reduce salty processed foods, fried snacks, and sugary drinks. Research shows that diets like the Mediterranean style lower stroke risk dramatically. 3. Hydration and rest. Dehydration thickens the blood. Lack of sleep raises blood pressure. Keep a simple rhythm, water through the day, and a calm bedtime routine at night. Seniors who prioritize sleep often find their memory and mood improve as well. 4. Mind care and stress release. Stress is not just a feeling, it is a physical event inside your arteries. Deep breathing, prayer, meditation, journaling, or talking with a friend can lower that silent pressure. Many people forget that mental health is heart health. 5. Regular checkups. Do not wait for symptoms. Silent killers like high blood pressure or high cholesterol show no early signs. Routine checkups give you a chance to adjust before damage sets in. Here's another engagement point. Out of these 5 daily habits, which one feels most realistic for you right now? Type that number in the comments.
Part 5. Gentle fitness after 60. Some people say, I'm too old to exercise, but research proves the opposite. People over 60 who keep moving reduce their stroke risk by nearly half compared to those who remain inactive. Let's go back to Clara. Twice a week, she joined a group for chair exercises. Simple moves, lifting light weights, practicing balance. She didn't do it to become a bodybuilder. She did it to keep her independence. She once said, I don't train for muscles. I train for the freedom to carry my groceries and climb my stairs. If you're listening and think, I can't run, I can't bend much, remember, movement can be tailored. Stretching in bed, marching gently while holding the kitchen counter, or using water bottles as weights are all valid. The golden rule? Start where you are. Move what you can. Do it daily. Part 6. Protecting mental sharpness. Aging is not just about the body. It's also about keeping the mind alive. Strokes often steal memory and speech, but the habits that protect your brain also protect your vessel health. Try activities that challenge your mind. Reading, puzzles, learning a new skill, or even storytelling with your grandchildren. Social connection also matters. Loneliness raises the risk of dementia and stroke. Think of conversation as exercise for the brain. Ruth, after her stroke, found comfort in joining a support group. Even though her speech was slower, the laughter and encouragement gave her strength. She said, "My words may be fewer, but my heart is fuller." Part 7. Prevention is power. Let's pause and put this into perspective. Survival during a stroke depends on 2 things: speed of action and preparation before it ever happens. Speed comes from knowledge of fast, face, arms, speech, time. Preparation comes from daily choices, movement, nutrition, rest, stress care, and medical checkups. Together, they give you the power to shape your story. Closing story. Years after their strokes, Clara and Ruth still meet every month.
Clara walks briskly, brings fresh fruit, and shares stories from her dance class. Ruth moves more slowly with her cane, but she smiles, knowing her determination keeps her going. They sit together, look at each other, and say, "We're still here. We're still living." The difference between their recoveries reminds us that the decisions you make today shape the independence you hold tomorrow. Call to action. Now I want to hear from you. Which one of the tips or signs we covered today hit you the hardest? Was it the face droop, the importance of quick action, or maybe the reminder to drink more water and sleep well? Pick one number and write it in the comments. Let's create a wall of wisdom that shows we are listening, learning, and protecting ourselves. If this story opened your eyes, don't just keep it to yourself. Share it with a friend or family member who is over 50, because knowledge is not just power, it is protection. Remember, aging is not about losing years. It's about gaining strength, clarity, and wisdom with each one. And you, right now, have the tools to live not just longer, but better.